Hi guys, it's me Lunar. Welcome to the Skyrim console mod video. Today I'm going to be going over a list of all the mods to make your graphics look as realistic as possible on Xbox One. I will also, for anyone interested, quickly go over my entire load order. Also, I have linked in the description an awesome template I came across. I didn't have anything to do in making it, but it works perfectly and covers pretty much any mod. All you do is put your mods into the template under the different headings, and you will have an almost perfectly working load order. I tried it personally, and it works really well. Before we get into the video, guys, can we aim for 300 likes and 100 comments? I appreciate the help. Anyway, let's jump into this, and I actually have 19 different mods to make my game look as good and as realistic as possible. And the first mod in my load order for graphics is, of course, SMIM, the Static Mesh Improvement mod. There are a lot of mods out there to improve your graphics, and this one is a must-have for every single person out there. Admittedly, the mod out of all the graphics mod is the most likely to cause clashes and random crashes, but if you spend time on it, it's worth it. The mod improves the meshes of over 900 different meshes and 30,000 different placements, from doors, landscapes, buildings, caves, candles. Pretty much there's nothing in the game that hasn't been altered in some way by this mod for the better. Our next two mods are fairly recent. I think they're the most recent overhauls to come out. You obviously have mods like Graphic Overhaul, MRENs, and so on. The mod I went for that does the similar is the Osmodeus Landscapes and Osmodeus Stoneworks and Textures, which pretty much means towns and cities. These two mods alter and improve the texture of nearly every town and city texture for buildings, grounds, walls, roofs, and nearly all ground textures in the wilds across Skyrim. The reason I like this mod is that it didn't really try and alter the existing textures. It tried to keep the textures the same, but replaced them with 4K or 2K versions of very similar ones. There are plenty of brand new textures as well, and I think they fit all together really amazingly. Other mods like MRENs or others that alter similar things, I think add in some textures that don't quite match the environment or the color is off, things like that, so I definitely like the Osmodeus ones best. The next mod is True Storms, adds in nice realistic storms without adjusting the brightness, adding in too much dynamic fog, upping the contrast to really high levels, that kind of thing. It does retexture rain particles, improves all weather sounds, but uses the vanilla system in place already. Again, like Osmodeus, takes the vanilla game almost and makes a higher quality version of that, rather than changing loads of stuff, which is perfect as I want the game to be simply the vanilla game in a much higher quality. To go with this mod, I installed Rustic Weathers and Lighting. Again, this improves the weather in a more natural way, and as the mod says, goes for a rustic and medieval vibe, which is good for us. The only weather I don't have working currently is snow or blizzard because I have an FPS improver and that removed all the blizzards from my game. But it's not a big deal, and that's really a choice for you if you want that. To improve the lighting around the game, I have Lanterns of Skyrim, which is self-explanatory, adds in loads of lanterns to the game and makes things lighter and brighter at night. Finally, guys, for lighting, I have two mods installed. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you exactly what settings I have for them, as you have to adjust them manually. They are Clarolux and Display Enhancements. Both really awesome mods, especially Display Enhancements, gives you the chance to fine-tune your contrast, brightness, and saturation. Like I said, I have no idea what settings I have for them. I added and removed different settings for like 2 hours before finding the right balance. What I can say is I have my game brightness at max. I think it's easier to reduce brightness with Display Enhancements as it's more sensitive, so if you're trying to get the same settings as me, put your game brightness up to max and then adjust all the different settings in the Display Enhancements afterwards. Next, we are on to plants and foliage. I have to say I have quite a lot. Of course, top of the list is Project Hippie. Adds in loads of trees across the game. I also have bigger trees to fill the landscape a bit more. Similarly, Lush, Overhaul, and Dense Grass all do similar things, fill out the foliage in the game to be more dense and overgrown. Looks far better than it does in vanilla. Of course, I have a grass mod installed. In fact, I have two different kinds. I have Grass Field. There are several grass mods. This for me is the only one I installed that didn't really notice any frame rate drop. To go with this, I have Unique Grasses and Ground Cover. Goes perfect with this mod, adds in more depth to grass in game, and it's compatible with all other grass mods. Trees LOD is the next mod I installed. It makes a huge improvement to the way trees look in the distance before they properly load up. One of my favorite mods, actually. Planetary Alignment improves the sky, adds in a bit more color, improves the moon Mater and Secunda, and makes auroras more colorful as well. Not my most favorite sky texture, but I do like all the other stuff that we mentioned that goes with this mod. Far Better Sun, the only sun improvement mod there is, I think, and we don't really need another one, as I think this one is amazing. Fluffy Snow adds in a bit of realism to the texture of snow. Enough said, and finally, guys, Realistic Water 2. Does exactly what it says, makes the water in-game far more realistic, and its behavior to be more realistic as well, and I definitely think that's a mod that everyone should have. I have a few other mods installed to help with the graphics: Insignificant Object Remover, FPS Boost, FPS, and Kill Move Improver, all of which will help those frames per second, which I admit I don't really have much of a frame rate drop if I don't have these installed, but there is some lag beside places like the Rift. Finally, thanks to your guys' feedback, I added in the less yellow filter to make my game just a bit more natural in color. So a lot of mods there to make my graphics as realistic as I could possibly get them. I have 24 mods aimed at graphics and improving FPS. If you want to see my complete load order, like my player mods, NPC improvements, and so on, you can see my full brand new load order that I just posted on Twitter, and I pinned it to the top. So that's all the most recent mods I have installed as of today. 52 in total, making up 3.44 gigabytes. I have a little space left reserved for mods that I'm looking forward to, like Skyrim Flora Overhaul, Immersive Armors and Weapons, if they ever come out, and of course I do need about 1 gigabyte free of space for mod testing each day, so I can't really install much past 4 gigabytes. So guys, you asked me for a video on my graphics mods, and that is all the ones I currently use. You might have a different opinion from me. I spent a long time trying to get my game to look exactly the way I like it, and realistic as possible. There are of course loads of other graphic mods to take into consideration. They are just my favorites personally, and of course some mods don't really work well with other mods, so they are left out as well. So it's very difficult to have every single mod that you want in one game. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for watching, and I'll be back again soon with more Skyrim videos. If you want to keep up to date with all my latest releases, click on the subscription button on the screen if you haven't done so yet, or click on my link to my previous video to keep up to date with all my latest content, including more mods, guides, and news every single day. Turn on notifications, the little bell thing next to the subscribe button as well to get notified of my latest videos as soon as they come out. You could also follow me on Twitter as well for more information. Well, with all that being said guys, until next time, stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.